Well, joining us now here in the studio is Mahjoob Zweiri. He teaches contemporary history and politics of the Middle East at Qatar University. He's here to talk to us about the situation in Egypt, of course. Mahjoob, just how inflammatory of a move is this to issue this draft constitution in the current circumstances, the current political context in Egypt?
I do believe that what happened early morning, something historic to Egypt. However, it doesn't mean in a positive manner. The problem with Egyptian society now is divided. There is sort of stance. The level of anger within each group is really increasing rapidly, and this division makes things very complicated. Mistrust, or actually lack of trust between both sides. The president feels his authority is being threatened by the opposition. The opposition feels that the president is hijacked the political scene of Muslim Brotherhood. The opposition is paranoid by the power of Muslim Brotherhood. So all of these elements together makes things very complicated and makes the mistrust dominating the whole scene.
So a potentially explosive situation, you say. Let's talk about the text itself, this draft constitution which President Morsi is expected to call a referendum on. How different is this current constitution from the previous one that was under Hosni Mubarak?
At least to...
is there anything different? Because some people say there's really nothing in change here.
The text I looked at least one of the main points in the constitution is the limitation over the presidency. The president has the right to run twice for 4 years, and this was not the case under Mubarak. The authority of the military institution has been limited.
Do you think this is significant?
Of course, because this is the big question mark about their role in this crisis. There is no, we have not seen any kind of reaction to all of what's happened last week from this institution. And this also an important point need to be looked at in next few days. The elements about freedoms, freedom of expression, all of these elements being better than what's been under Mubarak. However, I do understand the concerns from oppositions,
right,
simply because of the idea
because
of
the liberals, the Christians, all have a say, all as opposed in some point. Yeah. On this constitution.
Two reasons for their position. One, they were not attending or they were not participating in the process. Of course, right, boycotting the process. And the second one, there is sort of this kind of paranoia of Islamists dominating the scene, and I think this does not help.
But isn't this what's happening right now?
Sorry?
Isn't this what's happening?
It's exactly what happened. I think both sides need to come to the point that the country is belong to all Egyptians, and I think the responsibility of Mohamed Morsi is to listen to the voice of people, and I say the majority of people. And I see what's happening now. He needs to listen to people and at Tahrir Square, because basically those people also the Egyptian people, and some of them they vote for Mohamed Morsi in the previous election.
Now, what about the standoff between Egypt's judiciary and the president? Where do you see that heading now after this constitution?
I don't see this to be solved actually in next few days. I think this is actually increasing. The level of tension between both sides are increasing. Especially there is a need for this now, judges to monitor the referendum. So I think there is sort of effort should be done by the presidency to bring those judges to the point that they have to contribute to this process, and that otherwise will be very difficult to go on and have this referendum.
All right, Mahjoob, as always, good to get your insight. Thank you very much indeed for being here on Al Jazeera.